Hello everyone. This is a webinar taking place in the framework of the project Promoting Webinar-Based Education in Southeast Europe. Thank you all for being here. My name is Dimitris Siakavelis. I've been a web developer for the last few years. And today I'm going to show you how to build a website for your company. This website will be a pretty basic website. No programming knowledge is needed from your side. It will also be completely free forever. And there will be an option to upgrade its features, to add some perks for extra exposure to the public. However, the catch here is that it will not be your own domain name, which means that it will not have your company's name .com or anything. It will be on another domain, which I will show you how it will be done. Also, there will be some ads, some advertisements inside the website, which will show up occasionally. But of course, those can be removed by upgrading and paying for the service. However, it will be a fully featured website. It will be beautiful, it will be responsive, and also modern. Now, to start, we will need an idea, which means we have to decide, is it going to be an e-shop? Is it going to be a normal website? For this purpose, I have chosen to go with the normal website, which means that we will be presenting our company, but not selling anything online, which is the most easiest option of the two. We will need to have a slogan for our company. We will also probably need to have a logo. And the last option, the last thing we will need to have is we need to build our ideas into a menu. This is exactly how we will present our company to the visitor of the website. This is very important to be decided beforehand, because it will be the basis on what we will do at the next on the next level. Now, we are going to build a website using the free online service WordPress.com. WordPress is a really well-established company and is powering 27% of the internet, of the websites on the internet. So I have chosen to go with this service because it's free, it's easy, and the website it makes are quite beautiful and easy to build. I can show you some examples. Here is on the right hand, you can see some websites that have been built using WordPress.com. For example, we can see some artist websites, we can see some photographer websites, some portfolio websites. You can do almost anything by using WordPress.com. So let's go ahead and start building our website. First of all, we need to click here on the top right, which that says Get Started. Okay, so we are asked to choose a theme for our website. Now we can go a step back and we can either choose to have an online store, which is not the case in our example. I have chosen to go with a welcome page for my site, but someone can choose something else. For example, a list of my latest posts, which will have different templates here. I have chosen to go with this option here, which presents me with different templates for my website. So now I will have to pick a template which I will then customize to my needs. For this website I'm going to create, I will choose this template here because it has a nice big image. The next step, it says let's find a domain. So right now you are going to have to find a unique domain for your business, for your company, which will be a WordPress.com subdomain, which means that you will be able to visit the website using this domain. For example, if I choose a random domain, I can see that a random domain blog is only available. I can choose webinar domain, and I can see that the domain webinardomain.wordpress.com is available. So I can select that, but I want to change it a little bit. Let's see if this one is available. You can see that I cannot put dashes in my domain name, so I'm given the option here to select the webinar-based education.wordpress.com. So let's say that we're cool and fine with that. We're going to select it, and we are now presented with a plan. Right now we're going to select the free plan to start with in order to show you how this is done. We are asked for our email address. I'm just going to enter it. We are asked for a username. In this case, the website suggests webinar-based education, and we are going to choose a password. I've created a password. Let's create our account. Right now we just have to wait a little bit. Okay, it says done. Thanks for waiting. We can start building our website now. Let's click on continue. So we can now see the building editor for our website. There is a message here on the top that says welcome. It gives us some instructions on where to start. And we are given some tutorials. For example, we are told that we can customize here, and we are now shown to the template that we selected on the first step. So as you can see, there's a big beautiful image here, perhaps not very relative to our company, but we can always change that later, of course. If we scroll down, we will see the rest of the website. You can see the contact form here. We have the about section. That's pretty much it. That's the home page. On the top right here, we can have the about page. We have the contact, home, and blog. Let's go through them to see them. This is the contact page, and which has a contact form. This is a home page, and the blog page looks like that. Okay, so right now we will start building our menu like we said. I'm going to click on my site on the top left corner, and I get a menu here. Now, to start, we're not going to go from the top bottom, but we're going to click on menus. We are asked to confirm our email address, so I'm just going to go quickly through this and activate. It's just a click of a button on your email. So, right. We are going to click on menus again, and I can see that there are the pages that I have been looking at, the home page, are listed here: about, contact, home, blog. So right now what we have to do is go and modify by clicking on this edit icon. We will need to modify the menu to fit our needs. For example, we can rename this page from about to about our company. We can click OK. We can leave contact as it is, also home, also blog. We can also add a new item by clicking on the plus icon here, and we can select whether we want to add the menu item above this blog item or below. Or we even have the option to add it as a children. For example, if I choose children, I can put the title blog news, and I can nest it under blog. As you can see, it's indented here, so it's a children of the blog page, which means that when we go to our website, this blog page here will have a child that will open, which will be a submenu actually of the blog page. So right now I'm just going to click save, and I'm going to click here over to the site title, and we can see that just like I was telling you, that the website, that the blog menu, sorry, has created a child here which is named blog news, and it's a different page. We haven't put content yet, so don't worry about that. So I'm going to go to delete this page because I don't need it right now. It was just for showing you, and click on delete. And I'm going to add one more menu item which says our services. Now there are some options here at the bottom. Don't worry too much about them. Just click on add item, and I can show you later on how you can do this. Just remember to click on save for every save you want to apply, And we can see here that our services has appeared. However, we can view the website in a new page because it will be better. The menu is okay right now. As we said it, we can change the order of the menu also. I can edit home and I can click on move here and then click here and click move above, and I have just moved the home menu. If I refresh here, you can see that the home is now first in line from all the menu items. So that's the way we build our menu. Now, about our content, we have to put some pages here. So if we click on pages, and we will be brought to this page which says on the top published, drafts, scheduled, and trust. Let's start with published. These are the pages that are live on our website. There is the about page, the contact, home, and blog. If you remember, we have added the our services page, which right now, if we click it, it's just it's identical to the home page. So we need to create this page, and in order to create, we will have to click on add here. Okay, so it says here new page. So our new page is our services. This is the title of the page, and the content. This is the content. Is going to be, sorry, content of our services page. Let's say that we want to add a dummy page for the moment and save this. We have the option to preview the page. This is the preview of the page, which means that we can see our content here. There is an edit button, which obviously is shown only to the administrator. That's us. We have the option on top here to see the appearance in desktops, in tablets, and in mobile phones. And we also have the option for SEO here, which is not available in the free plan. We will have to look at it more later. And okay, after the preview button, there's the publish button. When I click it, it says that the page has been published. The page has been published right now. Let me refresh here. But if I click on our services, you will see that the page will not be showing. So nothing changed. In order to change it, we will have to go back here, click on menu, click on our services, edit, and we will have to select page from the menu here on the left. So this means that we want to show a page when someone clicks on this menu item. And the page we want to show is our services, which we have just created. And we click on OK and save. And if I refresh here and go to our services, you can see that I can see the content that I have created. I can see some share buttons, which are all customizable, some widgets here, a search field. We can always change those later. Now, to get back to the page, let's say that we want to make some changes to the page. all we have to do is click, and we can also we can always add more things later. We can always add a featured image, for example. We can add a featured image. We can either select from the predefined ones, we can add them by URL, or we can click on Add New, and we can select one from our computer and click Saved. So now we have added an image for our page, and we can click on Update and go on the home page and view. As you can see, the background page here has changed to the page selected, to the image selected, sorry. The next option is to have some parent page. So that's the children we were mentioning earlier. So we don't want that at the moment. So I'm just going to skip this. We can also have the sharing buttons. We can remove them if we don't want them and click on Update again. You will see that the buttons here will be removed. The edit button is only for administrators. It's okay, you can leave it there. Your clients will not see it, will never see it. So, moving on. I have the option here. It says more options. Our services is a slug. These are pretty advanced options. They have to do with search engines. I'm not going to go through them right now, but you can get a little help here on the icons. They offer some help, but they have to do with search engine optimizations and search engines, which is a bit different topic for someone who is starting new. So I'm not going to expand on those right now. I'm just showing you what the options are and what you can do. A pretty basic option here is allow comments, which when enabled will enable the comments section below the page, which means that someone will be able to comment on your articles, on your pages, on your company, anything. So go ahead and experiment with that if you need it. The rest of the options I recommend to leave them alone for the moment. Leave them on their defaults. And let's go back to our dashboard, what's called here, and see what else we can do for our website. Right now we have our home page. We have created our menu. We have created an extra page which is called our services. Let's see what else we can do. If we want to create a page but don't want to publish it yet, we can always click on Add, and we can keep some notes which will be unpublished. These are my notes. So we don't want this page to be published really, but we want to keep it because someday we might publish it. So we don't click on publish, but we click just back, and we can find this page on the draft section here. The draft section contains pages that are only visible to the administrator, that's you. The scheduled section has pages that are going to be published in the next month or so. You can schedule a page to be published. How? If you go to one page that you have, you can click on this button here next to publish, which says set date and time, and you can choose when you want, which date and which time you need to publish your page. I hope that's clear. So these pages will be listed here on the scheduled list. Now, moving on, apart from pages, there are also blog posts here for our page. When I click on blog posts, I can see that there are only published blog posts, and there's just one post. How can I see this post? If I go to my blog here, by the way, I don't want to confuse you. In order to see my page, my blog, in order to preview it, I just have to click on here and then click this button here, which means open in a new window. So it will open my website in a new window in order to preview it. I was saying that if I want to preview my blog post, I will have to go to blog, and it says first blog post. That's the one we are seeing here also. We can click on view, which will open again in a new window, or we have some other options. We can click on edit. We can change the image, we can change the text, we can upload images inside the content if we want, like this. So I have entered an image just below the text, and I can remove them. I can remove it this way, clicking here. Now our first blog post is edited, and as soon as I'm done changing it, I'm going to click on update. The changes are reflected on my website. I can go back and view it again. Of course, I didn't change anything now, but I also have stats here, which means that I can see how many posts, how many views this post has acquired, how many comments perhaps, and how much traffic. That's the stats section. So I'm going to go back in blog posts, and I also have the share button, which is right now locked for only premium users. And I also have the more button, which lets me trash, which means delete this blog post, copy this blog post, or go back to see the previous menu. Let's go ahead and delete this blog post. It says that the blog post has been moved to trash. I can undo this, or later, if I come back and somehow I want to restore it, I can click on trash here on the top, and I can either delete permanently or restore this blog post. Let's restore it again, and let's try to add our new blog posts here by clicking on add. So this is going to be my second blog post, and this is the content of the second course, someone could have put a lot more text and images or perhaps files in his blog post. There is even the option of putting HTML code inside the post, but that's a little bit more advanced. I can also have, by clicking here, I can also get some more formatting options. I can select a featured image again, either from my PC or from the library, and I can click on publish. Now, if I want to preview again, I will have to go to blog, and I can see that this is my second blog post and this is my first blog post. Now, you will ask me, what's the difference between blog posts and pages? Well, the difference is that blog posts are used for news or for stuff generally that need to have a date, and usually the newest blog posts are shown on the top. If you create a page, you shouldn't create, it's a bad practice to create a page for something that is like a news post, because pages do not have a date. Surely they can publish whenever you want, but in order to keep your site organized, you will have to agree with yourself on a structure which has blog posts and pages separated from each other. And the best separation tactic is to have the pages show something that is static, whereas the blog posts show something that is directly related to the dates, to the date posted. Now, what else can we do for our website? In order to customize our website, we will have to click on themes here. When we click on themes, we are presented by another big list of themes. We can search for hours between them and decide the best one. But let's click on this one randomly, and we can see the preview of this template. When we click here, activate this design, we are greeted by a thank you message, and we can click on visit site. As you can see, our website now is different because we have changed the theme. We have the same menu, of course. Nothing has been deleted. Our images, our content, our menu, they are all the same, even our blog posts. You can see them both here. What has changed is that the appearance is different now, which means perhaps you will need different colors on your text, perhaps you will need bigger letters or smaller, and this kind of stuff. So going back here to my site and going to themes, you are going to have to select the theme that suits you better. Decide on what your company is about and pick the one that's best for you. At the moment, you can see that 380 themes are for free. So you can choose and do anything for them. If I click on customize on the top here, I can choose stuff Never mind this tutorial, it's just explaining. I can choose stuff to edit that are not pages or blog posts. For example, these widgets right here, the search widget, we can click here in order to edit it, and on the left hand side we can set some options. I can click on edit here, and I can also click view some options. Now it depends on the widget, which means that this is a text widget that says title. So this is a title, the widget, and you can see that while I'm editing, that the text here is changing automatically, so you can preview it. So I can delete this and write this is a widget, and I can change it however I want. Of course, what I've written here has appeared here, and it's automatically saved. There's the option also to reorder them by clicking reorder and dragging them one on top of the other. When I'm finished, I can click done. There's the option, of course, to add a new widget. Now, there's a lot of widgets here going on. I couldn't possibly explain all of them. They are for different use. They are for social media. They are for sharing. They are for showing information to your clients, to your visitors. You will, unfortunately, you will have to go through each one of them and just search and discover what each widget is about. So going back here by clicking this back button, we are customizing our website. In order to remind you, we are just in the themes section here, and I have just clicked on customize section. Now, apart from the widgets, there are so many options here for customizing our website. For example, site identity. As we said, you will going to need a logo for your website. So if you click select a logo, you can upload here the logo of your company, and it will show up on your website. You can change the title. So webinar-based education is the title of my website. So I'm going to put that in. And the tagline is the slogan that I was telling you about. You can also change this. The site icon is the icon that's appearing here on the browser tab on the top. Right now it has the WordPress icon, this blue WordPress icon. So you can change that also by selecting a different site icon. By going back, we can choose also to have different colors on our website. We can insert a header image by clicking this one, or we can completely hide it. Yeah, I think that's better now. We can customize the menus, of course. There are some options for our content. I can't go through each section separately right now, but the idea is that through this section here, you can change almost anything on your website that's not a page or a post or a blog post. So by clicking on X here, you can see that there are blog posts, pages, and themes here. And by clicking customize, that's the three main points that you can use to customize your page. Now you can see, you might have noticed that this testimonial section has appeared here on or the menu. That has happened because we have changed our theme. We have selected a different theme than we did before. So this theme has a different section which is called testimonials. I'm not sure where exactly I can find this, but this theme uses testimonials, and perhaps you can add new, and you can use them on the front end of your website as soon as they are published. So it really depends. Depending on the theme you choose, you might get different publishing options here on the left, but all themes will have the customize option for sure here in order to customize the colors and everything else I showed you on your website. You can add your logo, you can add your slogan, images, post pages, etc. Now, starting on the top here, we have skipped this. This is the stats section, which shows you, after you have published your website, what kind of traffic you're getting. You are able to see the views, the visitors, likes and comments, and many other details about your website. And you can specify the time period you want to see, weeks, months, years, etc. So you can see, do people like your website, or do they not visit it? Perhaps they can find it, perhaps they cannot from the search engines, etc. Now, the second option is plan. It's about upgrading your account. By upgrading, the main benefits are that you can choose a custom domain name, which means that right now our domain name is http webinar-based-education.wordpress.com. In case we upgrade, we can choose a custom domain name, which means perhaps we can remove WordPress here, and we can have webinar-based-education.com, if that's available, of course. That's the main advantage. We can also get some perks like Jetpack, which has tools to enhance your website and to bring more visitors. You can get support, you can get more free themes, you can get more storage space, and of course you can remove ads completely so that the visitors will not see ads on your website. Now, the final thing I'm going to show you is the settings here. The site title is what the site title appears here. So you are going to put something descriptive and like webinar-based education, and the tagline, I'm just going to leave it there. You can see the site address, which of course we can add a custom domain, but we will need to pay for it. Here you can set the language of your website. This is also affects search engines because it will help them understand what your website is about. Finally, you can set this website public to everyone, hidden, which means it will be unlisted in search engines, but it will be still visible if someone has a link to your website, and private, which means only you can see it. Now, the WordPress.com supports accelerated mobile pages, which is a brand new feature of Google, and it's one of the main reasons that I have picked WordPress.com for this. And it does a really good job. on being Google friendly. So I always recommend leaving this on. You can also customize the footer credit. If I click here, it says that I have unsaved changes. No, I don't want to leave them. I'm going to click Save Settings and then click Change Footer Credit. This footer credit is of course on the Customize options, which is familiar from before, I hope. You can customize your footer's website. You can add a title, a tagline, etc. So going back, this is the setting options, but the general setting. Writing contains settings about you writing blog posts or pages. Discussion has some options about commenting and about sharing, etc. in social media. You can also add good Google Analytics. You can have some SEO features, but I generally recommend leaving these options to their default, because you don't want to mess with them if you don't know what they are really. You could harm your website. I recommend changing these info: site title, tagline, site icon, if you want to add a custom domain name, up to here, really, up to the privacy section. So pretty much that's all you need to start. There is also other sections that I haven't showed you. This domain section is the section that you will go if you want to add a custom a custom domain name to your website. Again, you will have to pay for that. The plugin section is for customizing your website. It has a lot of customization in case you want to upgrade. You can add plugins to your website which vary from SEO plugins which help you with your SEO tactics, with social sharing buttons, or with image sliders, with image pop-ups, anything you can imagine. There is a huge variety of plugins that you can install. But it really again depends on each plugin separately. So I'm not going to go through each plugin. You will have to upgrade first and then do some research and see what fits for your website. The people section contains users that can edit your website. You can add, by clicking this icon, you can add more users and invite them so that they can perform edits to your website. For example, you can create your website and ask for a friend for corrections or for suggestions, if you have a friend who's willing to do that. The sharing configuration is that you can connect your social media with your website in order to promote your website on your social media. That's always good to do. You should connect them if you have them. It will help you and your visibility and the visibility of your website, of course. So we have seen menus, we have seen themes, we have seen everything. I've shown you how to preview your website. And just to sum up again, in case you want to start, remember, you just have the idea, the slogans, the icons, the logos. Then you have to think of the menu on how it's going to be, and then you just have to go to WordPress.com and sign up for a new account, and you will be brought to this page, to the dashboard. You click on my site, and you can start building your website as you wish. Of course, in order to preview, we just click on this icon and you can preview it, or you can click on this icon and open it into a new page. So that's the tutorial pretty much about creating a website, a new website for your company. If you do have questions, please write them on the YouTube channel, on the right, on the comment section. I hope I've helped you. There isn't a big deal, really. You cannot do something very wrong if you experiment, which always means that you can create, if something goes bad, you can create a new account and start over. Perhaps you can make a test account, see what the tool, what WordPress.com is about, and then you can go again and make the final website. Of course, you can't break anything, and it's the safest and easiest option to start. Okay, since there are no questions, I would like to thank you all for being with me. Sorry for being boring, and I hope to see you again. Goodbye.